Okay, I'm with you. So let's move on a little bit. I want to talk about Julio Jones. Julio Jones has been the guy that's on everybody's mind as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And he recently said publicly that he wanted out of Atlanta. And more importantly, said he did not want to go to your Dallas Cowboys because he just wants to win. Man, and what might have been a tapped conversation during Undisputed Live this week? Do you think A, runner passed on him knowing that he was on live TV, and B, do you think this is the image the Cowboys have now in the league?
A, on the first question, I'll run. I think he may have known. I don't think Shannon's a pretty cool guy. From what he says, he calls, even referring to himself, hey, this Uncle Shannon, which is funny. And so I would think that maybe he texted Julio beforehand, maybe before the show, because if they have a pre-production meeting where they talk about what's going to be discussed in the episode, and so I assume if he thinks that this is a question, that maybe he texts Julio and say, can I call you at X time on the air? Maybe, I don't know. And also the audio was really good for it to have just been a speakerphone conversation.
I mean, I think the Undisputed people have quite good technology.
They probably do,
right?
But I think they had to have been prepared to capture, because also why would he have his phone on set with him normally? Because you don't normally have your phone in case it goes off.
Well,
I don't know.
Your phone would be on silent.
Maybe, I don't know.
He's a grown-ass man.
It seems possible, or at least probable, that he had a conversation and he seems like a good enough guy.
A lot of people are saying he might have not, and Shannon Sharp could have broken the same law that people were talking about AB on. You remember the AB conversation with Gruden?
Yeah.
That was possibly wiretapped, and how that's a crime in California, up to a year in jail, and Fox has refused to say anything about this.
Okay. I like the mystery. The second part, I don't think his comment about winning in Dallas is really connected to Dallas's reputation at this point. I wasn't offended by it when I originally heard it whatsoever. I don't want Julio in Dallas. As good as he is, he's like a 33-year-old receiver who costs like $20 million a year. That right now that's not what we need. We don't need more receivers. So, and if he came here, he would take some resources away. So yeah, if he came to Dallas, we wouldn't be winners. I think he's right about that. And so I'm not offended by it whatsoever. I will reiterate that we did talk about this a few weeks ago on the fly route, and I said he should go to Detroit. It's looking like Atlanta does not want to move him in conference, but they will take whatever the best offer is for him. And I think if anyone's offering a first-round draft pick, I think the chances of the Lions having a high first-round draft pick is higher than a lot of teams.
You know what I think happened?
What's that?
I think Julio Jones is going to say, I didn't know. I was live. That's not me. That's not my style, right? That's the marker for him. He's the diva wide receiver talent with none of the diva, right? That's like the cliche way to describe Julio Jones. And I do think, because that's not Shannon's style, that they did this. Everybody else on Undisputed did not know, but they knew because Julio was trying to take control of the narrative. He was like, the Falcons are shopping me, but they're not shopping me like, let's say Detroit shopped Matt Stafford, right? Where they were like, hey, where do you want to go? Where don't you want to go? We'll try to get something back from those teams in that order. They're just shopping him for the best offer they can find, and I don't think Julio's feeling that. So Julio's trying to take control of the media narrative to maybe scare off certain teams to think he'd be disgruntled there, but also kind of put Atlanta on the spot.
Well, I'm not sure it was all that. I think it's partly, I think he's a smart guy. I think part of this may have been premeditated and planned even possibly on Julio's part. Before this came out, the reason why there was even a question about Dallas was that there was a photo of Julio Jones in Dallas wearing a Dallas Cowboys hoodie with a fan taking a picture. And that came about because apparently he's been working out in Dallas with Amari Cooper and some other Alabama guys.
I mean, you don't think Julio's team could do it? We thought Deshaun Watson's team could do all the things. We think all the quarterbacks have the team. Russell Wilson's team could do all the things. Why can't Julio's?
I think Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying they can't. I think